welcome everybody to our October town hall meeting. And we are getting ready to have everybody officially introduce themselves briefly, and then we're going to go directly into Chief Roberts. And in fact, since we were not recording, let me just have you all say your name and your title really quick, if you don't mind, and we'll get into a little bit more of a introduction once we get to you, if that's okay. But right now we're going to go ahead and start with Chief and Captain Palmer so that we can go ahead and let them continue to keep our community safe. Is that okay? Thank you. Yay. Thank you, Chief Roberts, and to Captain Palmer for your efforts in our community. Thank you for always being transparent. Thank you for being available. And thank you for always educating our public on things that we need to be educated on. I am so grateful for you all and the work that you all are doing during these times. And I tell people here in Clayton County that we have some of the best people that are patrolling our streets, and you are doing it from a I would say a perspective of understanding the times that we're in, and making sure that everybody understands that here in Clayton County, we set that bar high in terms of how our officers go out and deal with our public. So I thank you so much, and I'll turn it over to you, sir.
Well, thank you so much, Commissioner. For those of you that don't know, Chief Kevin Roberts, your Clayton County Police Chief. And it brings me great pleasure to report that continue and down in for a third.
1 second, I gotta put some stuff. Go ahead, sir. I'm sorry.
And with that, by the end of July, we were trending 24% down in overall crime compared to the same time last year. Unfortunately, I see an increase in one major category, and that's aggravated assaults. And usually those aggravated assaults involve guns and gunfire. And we've seen that increase come on the heels of us opening up again and people getting mobile and getting into more conflicts with each other. So we're working very aggressively in the county to try to remove guns off the street. And we're doing that by proactive traffic enforcement. You'll see a lot more road checks based on complaints from citizens and increased accident activity. But with that, I encourage citizens to continue to call us in reference to gunfire or those armed individuals that they believe to be possibly involved in criminal activity so we can investigate the same. Something else I'd like to report that's very important to you as citizens in the way of your police department. When I took over as chief, we had vacancies upward of 60 sworn. We are now down below 20 sworn. We have 18 sworn vacancies. What that means to you is there's more police officers patrolling the streets of Clayton County, keeping you safe. It's my mission to get that down to single digits. And once I can get it down to single digits, maybe we can talk about acquiring more positions to fill. But I feel like the more visibility we have, it'll help us in this area of aggravated assaults and things of that nature. Also, with the election, our national election coming quickly upon us, and see a lot of groups that are presenting themselves, just trust that your police department prepares for any type of civil unrest, regardless of what side the group's on. We remain loyal to the citizens of the county in that we will protect them and enforce the laws of this state. And we recognize everybody's Second Amendment gun rights. As long as they don't violate the law, then they won't have a problem with the police department. But if they begin to violate the law in a way of property damage or anything else, we will take action and protect our citizens. That's all I have for you in short, because I wanted to turn it over to the most important law enforcement official on this call for your law enforcement needs, your sector commander, Captain Steve Palmer.
Okay, I'm having some technical difficulties here. All right, can you all hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
All right. Good evening. I'm Captain Stephen Palmer. I'm the Sector 3 Precinct Commander. And like Chief mentioned about crime steadily going down, just sector specific, some crime stats for Sector 3. We are experiencing a 69% decrease in burglaries. We got an 82% decrease in robberies. And the only increase that I've been seeing is stolen vehicles. And most of those have been domestic related and or individuals leaving their keys in the car. And with us working together and sharing information and putting this information out, we can get those numbers down. The biggest thing is don't leave your car running at gas station. Don't leave keys in the car. We're getting a lot of instances where people leaving their spare keys in the car and leaving them in the driveway. And all it takes is walking up and pulling on the handle and driving off in that same vehicle. But like Chief had mentioned earlier, we're doing a lot of proactive details in the area, in those areas where we've experienced those the thefts and our stolen vehicles, and also the inner autos. If we can spread the word to tell individuals, do not leave firearms or anything of value in the car. Lock your cars. I would say 99% of those inner autos are not forced entry. It's because citizens are leaving their cars unlocked and leaving valuables exposed in their vehicle. So lock your cars and do not leave anything exposed. And we're always accessible. If you need me, you have my contact information. You can go online to Clayton County Police website, and we're always available. Thank you.
Commissioner, if I could take a moment just to wrap up the public safety report, just to highlight the work of the Clayton County police officers and specifically Sector 3. There was a triple shooting on Sector 3 last week. It got a lot of media attention, but what I wanted to point out was that the police department, in concert and partnership with the marshal's office, was able to apprehend Mr. Carl Anthony Jordan after he unfortunately fatally shot his girlfriend and shot her mother, who survived, and unfortunately her 4-year-old son. But the key to the quick apprehension of that offender was communication between the Clayton County Police Department, the Sheriff's Office, and more specifically, the U.S. Marshal's Office, where we have a Clayton County police officer assigned that resulted in that quick apprehension. So I just want to highlight that partnership that we have with federal agencies and state agencies that we use to keep the citizens in Sector 3 and Clayton County safe. That's all I have for you, unless someone has questions for either myself or the captain. Hearing none, if you put some in the chat, we'll be glad to hang around and answer. And Commissioner, I think we're good to go.
All right.
Chief, thank you so much.
I can hear it. Okay, Chief. Thank you so much for that. And thank you for that information, you all. I am back. Hold on a second. And hopefully everybody has joined us now live. Again, Chief, we thank you and Captain Palmer, as well as the entire force, for what you're doing. I want us to remember that in these unprecedented times and during the time that we've got a lot going on, understand that a lot of the folks that are on our force here in our county are folks that are originally, some of them are even from this area. So I just want you to keep in mind that you've got a lot of community members. There's always this potential to be able to divide community members, and we don't want to do that. At the end of the day, I can tell you that I want to be able to pick up the phone and make a phone call. If God forbid, I feel that there is a threat, and I want to know that there's going to be an officer that's going to show up and it's going to do a great job. So because of the efforts of you, Chief, we're trying our best to make sure that we maintain ourselves in balance. And as your commissioner, I want to tell you that please tell an officer thank you. Do not go through life putting everybody in a lump basket together. If we do that, we're never going to get where we need to be in life. Everybody, you can't always take a narrative from somewhere else or from one incident and apply it to everyone, you know? I tell you, I got 5 sisters and all of us are different. And so we just can't apply a blanket thought to everybody. So make sure you say thank you to our officers. And I want all of us to keep our officers in prayer, that fellow officers that lost their life in an accident in Fulton County, okay? All right. But with that being said, the Chief is accessible. If you feel that there is anything going on and you do need to reach out to them, please report it. Because too, like anything, we have to always inspect what we expect, all right? So we have to inspect what we expect, and Chief does an amazing job of doing that, both he and his command staff, and we have no problem with getting it right, do we, Chief?
Not at all. Not at all.
You heard it from him. All right. Thank you, Chief. Thank you, Captain Palmer. And y'all say a special prayer for Captain Palmer. You know, he's an old FSU fan. You know, he needs little napkins. You know, they got beat pretty bad. 52-10, I think. Bless his heart. All right.
Okay,
go.
okay.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
All
Going
right.
on.
We're going to move on next to our next segment, and we're going to stay tight on the timeline this evening. I promise that we're not going to go over the hour because we're going to be respectful of people's time. And we're going to go ahead and head over real quick to Miss Erica Rockwell Wells and let her tell us about some great things that are happening. But before we do that, I feel it's imperative that I help us understand, where is District 3? So when you saw I was doing a little something with the camera, right? You saw there was a little map there. Okay, I want you to pay attention to that map. Because too often Rochelle and I get calls about things that are not in our district. She's not, you gonna show us? Okay, that are not in our district, right? And so what's interesting is a lot of times people think that everything on Terra Boulevard is in District 3 when it's not. So when you're looking at the district lines, when District 3 begins right at Highway 54. Now it does break off of 138 back over near Light of Joy and then point south. So if you, not 138, Flint River Road, sorry. So if you go down Flint River Road, and that point south area is District 3, all right? So you do know that that's District 3. But everything that is on, I would say, heading west on that road is in District 4, all right? So Wayfield Foods, that actually is in District 4. So it doesn't pick up again until you get over to Highway 54. So all of our Monday's meal folks, you in District 3. All right, and then it goes all the way down, heading south on 1941. That's District 3. So the Justice Center is in our district, the Steve Lundquist Center is in our district, as well as the South Clayton Recreation Center, and District 3 goes all the way to the Henry and the Fayette County line. Now, I say all that to say, as Erica's getting ready to give her presentation, remember, as commissioners, we look at developing out the entire county. But in District 3, we are a true bedroom community. And if you think about what I just outlined, it's houses. It's houses and houses and houses and houses. So before she began, I just want to share a couple of things with you. Up until, as I mentioned before, right at the pandemic, the average home sale down in the District 3 area was well over $280,000, okay? The average income level in District 3 prior to COVID-19, because the numbers are still coming in right now, was $80,000. And I will tell you this information, if you find anybody that has access to what's called an NRPR system, you'll find it there. So it's a lot of farmland down on the south side. We've got a lot of residential area, and our average home sales right now are only down by 20% last year this time, pre-COVID-19. That's something to really smile about and be happy about. Our home values have increased significantly, and home sales, as I mentioned, they were upwards in District 3 of over almost 1,000 homes being sold in 1 month. And a lot of times these, we're looking at new home sales. So we are buzzing down there in our true bedroom community. And then of course, when you go into the Walmart, then you're in the city of Lovejoy. So I just wanted to take that moment to educate us. And then before Erica speaks again, understand the importance of that, okay? In order to bring businesses into our community, they want to know the income level, and they also want to know how the homes are selling and the new homes and what's going on. And it's a beautiful thing because homes have not stopped selling even in COVID-19. I just had a meeting this morning with the ATL Transit Link Authority, and Mark Turo, who is a huge developer on the north end of town, was saying that they're seeing trends of post-COVID of folks moving out to the suburbs even more, where before they were moving in to the cities, now they're moving back out to the suburbs. So that's what we're starting to see here in Clayton. We're starting to see the uptick in home sales and new home sales in particular, and in the resale of even standing inventory. So I think that's something we need to be proud of. We need to make sure we share that information as we continue to attract and maintain businesses in our community. So with that, I turn it over to Ms. Erica Rockerwells.
Thank you, Commissioner Warner. And thank you for having me. It's certainly a privilege to share with the residents of District 3 and the panelists what's happening over at Invest Clayton. I am currently the Senior Business Development Manager with Invest Clayton, which is the Economic Development Office of the county. And starting Monday, I'll put on a different hat, and I'm just happily looking forward to being the county's Economic Development Officer. It's so good that you started out in talking a little bit about the real estate, the residential side of things, because that's what makes community. It's the commercial and the residential. And in the Economic Development Office, our charge is largely bringing the commercial to the area. And we're in charge of all of unincorporated Clayton County, but we certainly work well with our 7 cities to if there is a project that is fit and has a great site and it's in one of those municipalities, we're happy we have a great relationship so that we can use our site selecting services for the prospect and promote what's going on in our cities, because it's still all of Clayton. And if it's bringing jobs or if it's bringing revenue and tax base, the spillover always happens. Just a little bit about Invest Clayton. We were founded in the year 2000. And since that time, we've issued just about under $1 billion in bond financing of economic development projects. The exact number is about 908 million. So we'll certainly cross that $1 billion mark after we get done with some projects that we have coming out of the ground right now. During the pandemic, I've never been more proud to be associated with the community. I would like to let the residents of District 3 know that Clayton County is certainly a county where things are moved and made. And because Governor Kemp declared distribution and warehouse as essential businesses, many of our companies kept working. And not only did they keep working, they were hiring. We are home to Fresh Express, which is the largest of 5 distribution centers for the Fresh Express brand. They make the product for Publix and Walmart and McDonald's, all of the salads and the small things that go in the Happy Meal, the fruit. But they actually added a shift and kept working around the clock. So that's one out of many stories that I could tell you. Another one will be Clorox, who also did a big hiring event and is still hiring and is ongoing, as they have the most popular product, not just in the county, but probably in the world right now, the wipes and their disinfectant solutions. So as we talk a little bit about business and the snapshot of where we are as a county, I just want you to know that we celebrate these large employers who are industrial stakeholders here, but they employ many of our citizens, and they all have a give back component. I want your residents of District 3 to know that you can engage our office, my office, and say, hey, I'm with XYZ nonprofit, or my kid is in XYZ school. We have a need. We want some partnership from the corporate side. Can you help us connect the dots? And that's one role of our office. We're an advocate. We are a connector of resources, but we also are that business recruitment and attraction arm. So I want you to know where you fit in with this as I talk a little bit about it. A little bit more about our county. 60% of our population is of working age. That means 60% of our population is falling within that age 20 to 65 range. And we have an average age of the Clayton citizen is 32 years old. That's very important to us as we are pitching our county to prospects and to companies to locate here, because it lets them know that there is a large volume of people that are ready to enter the workforce. We don't just draw on the county. We have a $1.3 million labor pool in that metro area that we actually draw and import workers from. So that's an important stat for us to know. We're also 53% female in Clayton County. You can even look at this panel. It kind of shows the sway a little bit. But we're 53% female, and you can be proud to know that is the highest in the metro Atlanta area. The metro Atlanta area considers a 29 county metro area, and Clayton has the highest female percentage of residents. And so that's good. You know, if you are someone out there who has a small business, or you have a service that you market to women in particular, hey, give us a call. Let us see how we can help you connect the dots. We're not just big industry. We certainly help the small business owner, from an employee of 1 to those of 1,200. We are projected, according to ARC, by 2040 to grow to about 327,000 citizens. We're right at 299,000 right now. As you all know, we're in the middle of the census, so we'll see what those numbers come out to be. But it's great to see, like Commissioner Warner said, there is an influx of those moving to the suburbs. Clayton is certainly affordable, and it certainly has quality of life, points to sell, and our leading industry clusters, as I mentioned earlier, that have the job generation. Let me talk to you a little bit about our industry clusters, just so you can have an idea. We are transportation and logistics. Yay, we clap for that, because that's jobs. And as I just told you, that kept the economy moving during the pandemic and beyond. We're food distribution and manufacturing. So many products that you eat and consume and utilize are made in Clayton County, or they're stored in Clayton County and shipped out to somewhere else. So be very proud that you're in a place that is essential, not only to Georgia, but the Southeast and even the whole East Coast of the United States. Industrial and warehouse. Those are areas that we're certainly seeing an uptick. I have talked to office commercial brokers who have said, I am twiddling my thumbs. The office market is quiet. People are working at home. The buildings are empty. No one's acquiring new space. But my industrial brokers are, the phone's ringing off the hook, which is good. And it's good for us. In fact, we are subscribers at Invest Clayton to something called CoStar. So if you will, it is the TMZ of what's going on with real estate and property, and we can put in filters there and find out, where can I find 100,000 square feet? Where can I find 50,000 square feet with rail access and MARTA access, and et cetera? It can get very specific. Well, in the latest CoStar report, and they track this nationally, this airport submarket, which is the Clayton County area, had the highest percentage of industrial space that's under construction. So it's over 2 million square feet. And so that is a feather in our cap that lets us know that companies are shopping us. They're shopping our big industrial parks. That's great for tax revenue, because as your commercial sides tick up in a community, it takes the burden off residential for services. And so it balances out as a plus and as a win for you. Some other points I'd like for you to note is our residential multifamily rent prices have gone up in the last 90 days. In the first 2 quarters of 2020, we had a 2.6% increase. And why I felt that was important to note, it's to let you know that our multifamily products, as community development, who works hand in hand to build a quality of life picture in Clayton, their demands for better product or better construction, better standards, better amenities have allowed our rental communities to charge an increase, and an increase in residents as well. So that is a plus. One of the items we're working on right now at Invest Clayton, we're about to update our strategic economic development plan. And I hope that you'll listen in good on this, because our first meeting is tomorrow. But there will be time for you to chip in as a resident and as a citizen to state what you would like to see here, what is not here, what ideas and services and amenities that you feel will make our community better on the economic development footprint. We know what our strong clusters are, but from the small business side, we recognize that neighborhood commercial that Mark Toro is so good at building is definitely a need here to give our citizens something to do in the afternoons, in the evenings, on weekends, and et cetera. But as we write out what that looks like, just know that we'll be having some outreach for that public comment, whether it's in the way of a survey or a way that you can respond, an email, or attend another forum like this one for your input.
Can I go ahead and let you know, because the citizens call us all the time.
Yes, please.
Restaurants, quality restaurants.
Okay.
No more gas stations.
Yes.
Although let me say this, y'all, you know, Eden Fresh, we want to keep them because they are a fresh option for eating down on the south side. A lot of people will say, well, we don't have a Whole Foods. We want a Whole Foods, but I want you to go and support Eden Fresh, which is a version of a type of Whole Foods. And you go there on Sushi Wednesdays, you're going to love it. But the owners are looking to add the pumps in the front to be like Kroger. Now we're going to help them have a little bit of a stable base because there is no gas station within 6 miles of that area. So, but Ms. Wills, you are welcome to speak to the residents of District 3, but y'all in District 3, y'all can give me a hand wave, whether you're on live or over here. Did I get it right? We want places to shop. I talked to somebody recently. There's no Target in Clayton County. You know, people want to go to Target, and we got to go all the way over there onto down McDonough Road. It's, you know, I will tell y'all this, and I thank you so much, Ms. Wills, for what you're stating. But you know, the one thing, y'all know I'm not political, right?
Okay.
You know, there's this thing about how long we got to do the feasibility study, and then we're gonna find out if the feasibility study is feasible. So you know what? We just need the businesses. And we need community development. Lord, forgive me. We need community development to work hand in hand with economic development so that when folks that are looking to invest in our county, they know exactly how to move those businesses that are going to be of quality through. So did I get it right, residents? Did we get it right? Miss Armstrong, did we miss? Look, we got,
yes, you did.
I'm telling you, we're in tune. We don't need to take no more time. You know,
I love it. I love it.
Why put off tomorrow for what we can do today? So go ahead and write it down. Write it down.
I agree. And duly noted, Commissioner. Thank you so much. And look, if this call is being recorded, we can use it as part of our recruitment package for some of those great restaurants as a justification. So thank you. And I feel the same way. We definitely need that. And we hear that from our corporate stakeholders here. When we go out and do retention visits, we always ask, is there anything we can do for you? You know, what are your ill spots and touch points? And they say some of the very things you've said. Hey, I need somewhere to host a good business lunch. I need a white tablecloth restaurant. When I have high-end vendors or clients I want to impress, I don't want to have to drive them to downtown Atlanta. I want to keep them right here in Clayton. So we hear them loud and clear, and we're going to use that as a team effort to approach. And I tell you, as we structure our business attraction team for visits, I know we're in a virtual world right now, but we typically did those in person. But as we move forward, we're going to provide create a template for how you as our citizens can be part of that recruitment and attraction voice. And so I hope some of the residents of District 3 will be a part of that recording and that broadcast.
Yes, they got some hand claps. Well, we just did for you. So we want to speed up this process. You know what I mean? We are more than ready. And if we can't get Whole Foods, then you know what? I'll take a Sprout. You know, a lot of people look at us as commissioners thinking that it all rests on us. Let me tell you, Felicia can try her best to always talk about the great things of Clayton, which we do. We did it through our Communities on the Rise initiative. But at the end of the day, Lord, I'm going to go ahead and say it. It all goes to how is it going to affect those coming to this county? Is if I wanted to start a business, where do I start from point A to point B, and how long is it going to take? And how responsive are the people that are going to be able to help me get those businesses going? All right, it's just that simple. So we're so excited about having you in here and talking to us. But I'm telling you, District 3, they are active, they are present, they are involved, and we got every note card that says everything that I just shared with you. And we like to shop. We want to spend some money that we're making. We like to shop. And then don't forget about the boutique restaurants. We want not just those commercialized restaurants, but we want a boutique restaurant. What about a little 5-star provision? I'm gonna give Mr. Joe Flowers a shout out over at Taste. They've got a Liberian restaurant over there in Mapilla. You like that? Beautiful, quaint place, you know, but when they come in too, citizens, you got to support them. Support them. Support these restaurants. Support Moru's Oven. Support Plaza Gourmet, which has some of the best food. You got to remember, KFC, oh Lord, oh, that's the worst example. But at any rate, but no business starts off large. And I always say that because his story is one of the best stories I've ever read. And so that's the only reason I mentioned that. But at the end of the day, we want 5-star provisions. We want those farm to table restaurants. And I've been working hard to make sure that the builders are building homes that are going to be able to bring in folks with the income level. So now, as a policymaker, we need you all, along with community development, to make it more feasible for those to be able to come into our county and do business in our county. Wouldn't that be nice?
That's so well said. And I'm glad you made that note to segue on, because citizens have asked me before, how hard is it? You know, why can't we bring in, you know, Maggiano's or whatever their favorite brand of restaurant is? And I let them know that in all types of economic development, you know, it is so sophisticated. It has shifted now to where it is a numbers and a science game. It's no longer, here's the site, here's the location, and the land is affordable. It's, okay, how many people does the data say go out to dinner 3 times a week that live in Clayton County or in south of I-20? Excuse me. And so as those families are prepared, we look at those credit card numbers. Whenever you have to put that zip code in, that's where all that data is coming from. Okay, so I can use that science now and say, look, 5,000 people ate out within, you know, 2 nights a week, 3 times a month last year, you know, and so it really has gotten that specific when we are talking to a vendor. So that's great. I'm glad you said that, and the rooftops certainly help.
One more thing, so we're gonna, Miss Wills, I'm so sorry. We're gonna have to move to the next point, but let me say this. Okay. Citizens, remember that the census is the first measuring stick as well. Complete your census today. Do it right now. Well, after the call. It only takes about 10 minutes. About 10 minutes. And you don't even have to have a number or a card. All you do is all you have to do is say 2020 census, and it will populate. You ain't got to put the www.gov behind it, just 2020 census. And it will populate. All you got to do is tell them about who lives in your house. And make sure that you count everybody, even your unborn child, and even those children that are in college, but use your home as your main home. Count them, count them, count them, because that's millions of dollars that Clayton County stands to lose in even being able to attract businesses to our community. So Ms. Wills, we are so happy to have you here with us tonight, and we're going to have to shift in a little bit. I got somebody telling me what to do, so forgive me.
I know.
She's telling me. So don't get upset with Felicia, your commissioner. I won't. Have to go ahead. She's like, she's doing like this. You know how they do on the
I know, yeah.
You just don't have the music to play.
I know. So, no, that's fine. Yeah, I just wanted to real quick tell them the tidbit. On October 6th is the Small Local Business Enterprise Program. It's free. If they Google that, they can, it's been offered at our water authority, but this is done by the county. And if you have a small business in District 3, sign up for that. Not only will they highlight your products and services, but they give you a chance to bid on more work that the county will be hiring for. So make sure you attend that. They do like 4 of these, and the next one is on October 6th at 2 p.m. But
I'm glad you said that.
You attend it virtually. Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you said that. I used to participate before becoming a commissioner. It is great information. Yes. And that's how we are going to change people's, not just their income level, but their tax brackets.
Yes, ma'am.
That's what we're working on here in Clayton County. Yes. You are small business owners, you deserve every opportunity. I used to say, everybody gets rich off of Clayton County except Clayton County, but I'm gonna tell you, it's up to you. You've got to get involved. You got to get certified. You've got to get connected so that you have an opportunity to get these businesses. And as your commissioner, I'm going to continue to push to make sure that our folks have an opportunity. So when you see me on the board and I'm asking questions, understand that I'm always in your corner. All right. At the end of the day, I don't just bleed orange and green, the hurricanes, but I bleed gold and black, which is Clayton County.
I love it.
Anybody who knows me knows I'm always talking about Clayton County. So,
and my dad went to the U, so I'm a Hurricanes fan quasi through him. May he rest in peace. But
all right.
I see it.
Well, I thank your father for producing what we used to call baby canes, but you know, now you're gonna be just a lady cane.
All right, I'll take it.
So thank you so very much for joining us this evening. And so that we can keep on time, we're gonna go ahead and do a quick shift to our new person with our Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber of Commerce is what makes it happen. You are the one that connect. And I should have said earlier, economic development, community development, and that even includes zoning and all of that, but also the Chamber of Commerce.
Thank you so very much, Commissioner, for having me. And hello, residents of District 3. I am very pleased to be with you tonight. I'm Valencia Williamson, President and CEO of Clayton County Chamber of Commerce. I have been in my new role for just at 90 days now, and it feels like I have been here, well over a year. I just feel at home. That is a testament to this community and to the leadership in our community and how welcoming you have been to me. So thank you for welcoming me with open arms. I'm very pleased to be here this evening. And I think this is a great segue because, Erica did a fantastic job of teeing up exactly what I'm going to be talking about, which is getting connected. And you said that at the tail end there, Commissioner. But the Chamber's mission really is to enhance the quality of life through economic progress. We cannot do that without our economic development partners. And here in the county, we need Clayton County, the Board of Commissioners, the Water Authority, the Development Authority. There are so many integral parts and pieces that need to be connected in order for the Chamber to be successful. And so we represent the interests of small, medium, large, and multinational corporations in terms of businesses. So a lot of people, when they think of the Chamber, they think of small mom and pops. That's not true. We represent everyone because our business community has different needs. There's different needs for a small business in joining a chamber than there are for a large business. Like Erica mentioned, a company that may have 1,200 employees. They need the chamber for different reasons. So whereas we're providing exposure opportunities and networking opportunities and relationship building and opportunities for a small business to garner additional exposure so that they can enhance their footprint and what they're doing, ultimately, it really boils down to 3 reasons why someone would want to join a chamber. And that is for exposure, expansion, or community involvement. And so in talking about partnerships and collaboration, because I want to circle back with that and explain why the Chamber of Commerce is, so important to a community. You mentioned community development. So while we're supporting the efforts of economic developers, the community development aspect for us really boils down to workforce development for us, connecting with our partners, Clayton State University, Clayton County Public Schools, creating opportunities for our students to create postgraduate success opportunities for them, regardless of whether they're going to a 2-year, a 4-year university, or directly into the workforce. It is so incredibly important for us as a Chamber of Commerce and as a business community to expose our students to what's available and to try to keep that talent right here in Clayton County. You talked about how important Clayton County is, and we bleed black and gold, but really we've got to let our students know what we have available, what jobs are here. Erica talked about the quality of life and the marketplace, what makes up our marketplace. Well, what jobs do we have available, and how are we training and preparing our students for those opportunities so that we can continue to attract and then, of course, maintain those businesses in our community. And so what the Chamber does then is we're a connector. So Erica talked about being a connector as well, but we convene people, we connect them, and then, of course, we are the resource hub for those companies and for those entities to come together and for us to then expose everyone to the opportunities in our marketplace. And so I will say this, I know there's some business owners on the call tonight, and this is a shameless plug. I would be remiss not to say anything about it. The Chamber of Commerce is an opportunity for your small business to get exposure. If you're looking for customers, if you're looking to get connected, if you're looking to know what's happening in our business community, you should be a part of the Chamber of Commerce so that you can have a voice in the community. And it's not so much about what can the chamber do for me. I think people get that wrong a lot. You know, they think, oh, well, I'm going to join the chamber so the chamber can get me customers. And yeah, that's a part of what we do, a small part, but really it's about what you can do to give back to your community. That's really what it's about. Exposure and opportunities are great, but building the community and having a collective voice so that we can go to the state and so that we can go to our federal lawmakers and so we can ask for more dollars to enhance our communities. We can't do that by ourselves. Erica's group can't do it by themselves. The commissioners can't go alone by themselves. We have to go as a collective voice. And so I would encourage you to call me up, reach out to me. I would love to have you guys be a part of what we're doing. Right now, we have an impact study or impact survey. I continue to say study. It's really a survey. I'm going to be studying the results, but it's a survey of our business community to find out not only what their impact is right now with COVID in regards to their employment levels, but also what their needs are as they are reopening their businesses. I would like to be encouraged that we are going to return to some sense of normalcy, whatever that may look like, and whatever shape or form that takes, the chamber will be ready to pivot. We will be flexible and we will create opportunities for our small, medium, large, and multinational corporation members to succeed and thrive. And so if you are a member and you've not taken our survey, please do so. And if you're interested in joining, please visit our website at www.claytonchamber.org. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I look forward to connecting in the future. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm glad that you mentioned those things that you mentioned. And so thank you again for joining us this evening. Let me say this as well, as one that has been in the past a member of the chamber for well over 17 years or so. Strong chambers of commerce make a difference as well. And one of the things that I will implore all of you all to do, including with you coming in, Ms. Williamson, is also make sure that we look into where the data already lies. For instance, there's been a lot of collection of data, as we just talked about before, that already exists. And especially when you're talking about mobility, all of that information has just been received on the different jurisdictions, and that information can be found a lot of times through organizations that have done the work. So take a look at the ATL Transit Link Authority, look at that website, click on that. We just submitted some plans to the state. A lot of people think of transit or as mobility as just cars and roadways. No, so let me help you understand. Today we had a board meeting and we heard from the high end and the upper end of 285. And the conversation was about using GDOT dollars for economic development. So we have all got to make sure that we're at that table and that we are all knowledgeable of what's going on. So think about it as a business owner. I want to be Mapilla, as we just found out from somebody where we went. They purchased a restaurant because where it was strategically located, which is, I'm not going to call where it is because it's outside of our county and this is a county call. But the point is, they made that level of investment because it's a transit-oriented development. I'm gonna say that again, transit-oriented development. And see, people on the south side, we had to fight to get transit back here, but everybody else, when they hear transit, all they hear is buses, buses, buses. But did I just say, Brookhaven, the mayor of Brookhaven, gave a presentation today on behalf of the 285 corridor and their plans to start using or either try to push for GDOT funding to be used for economic development. So I say to you all, I say to the chamber, I say to you, Erica Rocco-Wells, please have a seat at that table. There's an event that's coming up that they're going to hear from us, and it's going to be districts 9 and 10. I tell you all the time, if you don't have a seat at the table, because I'm elected and I can say it. Thank God y'all elected me at the 80%. So I'm gonna say this: you on the menu. You on the menu.
I agree.
Get off the menu.
I agree.
Have a seat
I
at the
agree.
table. We can sit
I
around and
agree.
we can
Amen.
sound great all day long. But as long as I see
Amen.
folks, as I'm not gonna say who did I have a conversation with, and they say 285 didn't never care about transit-oriented developments on the north end.
Money.
And we don't let that, come on, we can do better, people.
You're
We
right.
can do better. Get out of our silos. Let's work together. Let's share information and show up. Perfect example, the Beltline, and then also that Druid Hill corridor. When Druid Hill came out and they wanted that investment over there, everybody was there, from the university, from the Chamber of Commerce, from economic development. I still got every letter that I received, that we received, and they were organized. They were organized. They were not starting a new, we're gonna go collect more data. No, they started where they left off, took that data, dusted off, and added to it. So if we're gonna be serious about this thing, let's be serious about it. So thank y'all so much. I'm looking forward to working with you. We are at your discretion. Please come. Rochelle, when is that date, that download date? Let me pull it up. It's going to be in October. I thought it for us, and it's going to be on the board, on the next board meeting. Chris Tomlinson is going to come talk to us about it. And then get this, Terra Boulevard. We're working on Terra Boulevard and making it safer for the business owners and for people who want to go to those businesses. Guess what money could come from to help get those walkways? Oh my goodness.
That's why we have certain businesses shouldn't be there.
Transportation.
It's everything.
It is. So I'm excited. I'm excited. If one thing COVID taught me is the time is now. The time to be ready ain't the time to get ready. So y'all go ahead and put that whatever you got to put on there, that WD-40 on these wheels, because we're ready to go. It's going to be October 14th, and all you got to go to October 14th at 6 p.m. And all you got to do is go to the ATL.org, Atlanta Transit Link Authority.org. That is the organization or the board where I serve as your vice chair. All federal and state funding must come through there first. All right.
Wow.
So that makes sense, y'all. That makes sense, Miss Valencia. That makes sense, Miss Armstrong. So let's get that seated.
It sure does.
Absolutely.
Yay. I'm looking forward to seeing y'all there. Last download, we had a few people there. I look forward to seeing y'all there.
That's great. Thank you.
Community, come on. All right. We're going to skip on over to Miss Cheryl. How are you? Good to see you today.
I'm well, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yay.
So everyone, my name is Cheryl Greenearl. I'm with the Small Business Development Center at Clayton State University. I am the program coordinator. So I am all things administrative, and I am your first line of contact when you call us for help. And so for the business owners and prospective business owners in Clayton County, I want to tell you what we do. We are a no-cost consulting service. When I say no cost, we provide consulting services to small business owners and prospective entrepreneurs in the Clayton County area, as well as Henry, Fayette, and Spalding counties. And we can help you to grow your business or start your business. The whole point of our existence is to help with the economic development growth of Georgians. We have 17 offices in Georgia. Our headquarters, our state office is at UGA in Athens. And for us, UGA felt that it was important to have a presence on the South Metro area. So we have our office at Clayton State. So we partner with UGA and Clayton State, and they pay us to provide services to small business owners in the area. So that's why we can provide no-cost consulting to you. We also provide low-cost continuing education classes, webinars, short seminars, short workshops. Some of them are series programs where you can come in and hone your business skills. And we have classes for everything from how do I write my first business plan? How do I start? How do I get funded? How do I market my business? How do I get my website going? How do I do QuickBooks? All of these are sometimes half-day, day-long programs. And that's the only thing that we typically charge for are our classes. However, because of COVID-19, we are no longer, at least at this point, through the end of the year, we are not doing any in-person, face-to-face consulting. And that means our classes have been put into the virtual world. We received some CARES money from the federal government to assist small businesses who needed help applying for the PPP and the EIDL loans, the emergency injury disaster loans. And so we were able to take all of our classes that we normally charge for, put them online as webinars, and we are not charging anything for any of our webinars for the rest of this year.
Oh, wow. Did y'all hear that?
Right.
Round of applause.
So, small business owners, if you need to learn how to do QuickBooks, if you need to learn how to improve your SEO on Google, if you need to learn how to position yourself to get a loan for your small business, either a startup or a capital investment loan, we have classes online that you can take, and we're not charging. Now, right now, that's through December 31st. I don't know what's going to happen in 2021, but right now I would urge you to go to our website and look at our classes, take as many and all of them as you want, and take them multiple times if you want, because we won't have that opportunity for a while.
Right.
So I wanted to get that out before I forgot it.
Yay.
Basically, what we do is we would do face-to-face consulting. You say you have a business in Clayton County and you want to grow, or you're having a problem. Say you're not growing as fast as you want to, or you don't know how to hire the right employees, or you're having problems with distribution or marketing. Anything operational or HR related or finance related that you need help with, you can come to our office and we can set you up as a client, and we will work one-on-one with you. You and a consultant will work together on an ongoing basis. There's no expiration on it. There's no limit. We have clients that have been clients with us for years. We've seen them through startup, through hiring their 100th employee, their 50th employees. So we will work with you as long as you want to work with us. Everything is held in complete confidence. So you don't have to worry about giving us your, corporate or your business secrets, because it's safe with us. We don't even tell people that you are a client unless you give us permission, written permission to do so. So everything is held in confidence, and we can help you to grow. We can also assist you with capital acquisition. So we don't loan money, but as long as you are qualified to receive funding from either a commercial bank or SBA guaranteed loan, and you need help with the business plan or the revenue projections or any of the aspects of the business plan that the banker wants to see before they take it to underwriting, then we can help you put all of those numbers together. We have an unlimited resources in terms of research and data. We can help you determine how many cars go up and down northbound on Terra Boulevard from 9 to 5 p.m. Or we can tell you how many, we can do demographics in terms of race, age, ethnicity, income levels of households in the area. So we can help you with that to do your marketing. So those are the kinds of things we can help you with. What we don't do is we are not able to assist you if you are a nonprofit organization, simply because most of our funding comes from the federal government, from the SBA. So their charge, of course, is to help for-profit businesses. So that's what we have to do. But we can allow you to take any classes that you want. It doesn't, it doesn't matter to us if you are a nonprofit and you want to take a class, because that is a business. So you're welcome to do that. Since COVID-19 kind of upset the world, we're still in business. We're just not doing business in person. So Clayton State, as you know, is doing virtual classes for the most part. And so we are in the office one person at a time every day during the week, but we're not doing face-to-face consulting. So you would call our office. I would probably be the one that you talk to, screen the call, make sure that we have all the information that we need from you, make sure that you are ready to speak with one of our consultants, because we only have 2 on staff, so we can't just see everybody. You've got to have a well thought out, well-researched, well-documented business idea. And once you have that, it would help if you had a business plan, but if you don't, we can help you put that together. Once we feel like you're really ready to pull the trigger on this thing and get it started, we'll set up a phone consultation with one of our consultants, or we can do Zoom, or we can do GoToMeeting, or whatever it is you feel comfortable with to help you through that. So we haven't missed a beat. One of the things that we have, we did a lot of from March until now was, especially in Clayton County, a lot of small business owners felt like they were being shut out of the EIDL and the PPP money. Mm-hmm. And so our consultants went through extensive training on that whole process. How do I get that money? How do I get access to it? I think you all know that, or heard that a lot of the really small businesses, and especially minority-owned businesses, felt like they weren't getting their fair share of that money. So what we did was help people through the application process. We can't guarantee that they would be approved, but at least the snafus, the not understanding some of the questions that were being asked, we could help them follow through on that. And we are finding, as we follow up with some of our clients, that there were some small businesses that did get some of that money, and a lot of them are in Clayton County. So we're hearing positive things about that. So that's basically us in a nutshell. I'm glad that the chamber representative and the economic development representatives are on this call, because what we would like to do is start working a lot closer with you guys, with your organizations. As you see business owners come in looking for assistance, if there's anything that you feel like we can help you with, please call us. That's what we're here for. Unfortunately, we're a well-kept secret, and I'm fix that. So I want business owners to know they can come to us for assistance.
Cheryl, if I can add, thank you so much for your very detailed explanation of your services and what you do. The SBDC, or the Small Business Development Center, is a valuable tool in the business community. And I was thrilled to know that we had one here in Clayton County.
We do.
The area that I came from in Mississippi had one in our community, and we worked hand in hand to help small businesses get launched, and even created a launch pad. And so I wrote down all the information that you shared for the most part, and I need to get with you offline if you don't mind. Don't mean to have a separate conversation here.
No, just call.
Oh no, I'm loving this. That's what I've been talking about all night. This is perfect.
Just call.
I've been getting a lot of calls, been fielding a lot of calls from small business owners, obviously in distress and looking to get connected. And I have tried to send them over to you. I hope that they got through to you. So
we are hearing the referrals. So thank you.
Great. I'll be in touch. I will be in touch offline. Thank you so very much.
Yeah. Awesome. So I'm so glad. Don't ever apologize, Ms. Williamson. You said you feel like you've been here a year. So it's like when you go to somebody's house the first time, you ask them for a glass. Well, you here now.
You're here now. Get it yourself.
You're part of the family now. And exactly what happened is what I've been praying would happen. So I'm so glad you all just had that conversation, because too often, again, we are repeating or doing the same work that somebody else already does and does
Yes.
it consistently
Yes.
and quickly, and are able to get that information. So I think that you all are going to have the most wonderful relationship, working relationship. Cheryl and Ms. Valencia, I'm excited about it. I'm excited about knowing that y'all will be working together along with Erica Rocca-Wells. So again, we'll be able to move our community forward here in Clayton County. And I'm just going to throw this little caveat out there. You know, some time ago, we voted with this FLOSS. I remember when I ran the first time around, we talked about business incubator. You know, there was supposedly some funding somewhere. I don't know. But anyway, there's supposed to be a small business incubator. But guess what? Sometimes you don't realize what you already have. So sound like from that conversation we just had, that we have one and we need to wrap it up, put a couple more things inside of it, make it a little frilly, and tie that bow on it. You know, that's what I just heard between the services that are offered over at Clayton State, or with this small business organization with Cheryl and Valencia. But it's all about how we present it and how we share that information.
Share it and work together.
So then it's not no longer a small, well-kept secret. It's not longer a well-kept secret. So I'm looking forward to that. And I'm looking forward to just having that one-stop shop, you know, because too often, like, do you go to economic development? Do you go here? Do you go there? That should be this one number that you should be able to reach out to, or at least send the information to online. This is just me in my dream world, y'all. I'm only one of 5. I should be able to send information online. And then if I don't know where to go, I see all of y'all information there. And then also, then it farms out to where it needs to go as well. So I'm just, you know, I just go by best practices. I find the people who are doing it and I say, how are you doing it? And this is what they're doing. Am I right, Cheryl?
That's right.
All right, Valencia? The less number of steps people can take, the quicker they can get to their destination.
Definitely.
So thank y'all so very much tonight. Y'all have just made me just ecstatic to see the fact that you all are going to be working together. So y'all have a wonderful evening, but we're going to go ahead and wrap it up real quick with my District 3 folks. Miss Elizabeth Armstrong had been talking about this session. So has Mapiller Don. And we're going to do it a little quick fire because they have some little quick tidbits that they need to share with you. But remember, folks who are joining us, we're going to share everybody's information. You'll be able to get in touch with them. I am just here to bring you the resources. You know why? Because so many of our residents in our area and throughout Clayton County are small business owners. That's another reason why the income level look like it look. Trust me, ask me how I know. Because y'all like number 45 writing off everything. But it's
all right now.
And you know that's why she's laughing. Ask me how I know, because I'm a business owner. If you can write things off legally, if Ms. Armstrong is there, you know my degree is in accounting, I'm writing it off. You write it off. So then it does affect your income level within our county, and we need to keep that in mind as well. But with that being said, Mapiller Don, who's a small business owner, and Miss Elizabeth Armstrong going to share some quick tidbits, and then we're going to wrap it up for the evening.
Absolutely. First of all,
come on, Rochelle. I forgot, Rochelle got to sit in the seat, y'all. So come on, Rochelle. No, you have a seat. She's taller than me. She don't need my booster.
I was like, what's this booster seat she's got going?
There you go. Have fun.
Hello, everyone. Uh-oh,
Hey.
I messed this up. I did.
Yeah, just leave it.
I'm gonna leave it right there. I'm so sorry. Hello. So, small businesses, pain points, what works, what doesn't work. I have a small business. I've been in business for 7 years now. My background is everything external affairs. So coming from the development space and the communication space, so working specifically around storytelling. So helping particularly small business owners, how to build their brand, how to tell their story consistently to engender and build trust. And then on the nonprofit side of things, as I tell people, I'm a quasi-retired fundraiser. So I don't tend to raise as much money as I used to. Every so often I come out of retirement for it.
We need to get you back, Rochelle.
I know. Trust me, I get calls all the time trying to drag me back in. But Elizabeth, thank you for joining us. If you could, introduce yourself, your business, and, share what has worked best for you, what hasn't worked so well, and any advice and resources that you would give to a small business owner here in Clayton County.
Sure, I'll be short and sweet. My name is Elizabeth Mietta Armstrong of Armstrong & Associates. I'm a graduate of Florida A&M University, 1986, from the School of Business Industry. Also a graduate of Clayton State College. I used to work for the Florida Department of Revenue as a tax auditor and the Internal Revenue Service. My biggest thing, I used to be part of the Chamber of Commerce, to be honest, but during that time, I think I was ahead of myself because I deal with Sub-Saharan Africa. And I was trying to connect businesses from Clayton County to Africa in terms of the human resources, in terms of the cocoa. Right now I'm in Liberia trying to grow cocoa and connecting with somebody in Clayton County to how can we grow cocoa and make it a partnership. Even with hibiscus, all of that. So I stepped out of the rim, the non-traditional, and during that time, the Chamber of Commerce could not handle that. They were not focused on that, but we'll get to that, down the line. I'll probably rejoin. My biggest thing is small businesses being honest with themselves. Is it for you? Can you deal with the ups and downs? Don't leave your 9-to-5 job if you cannot deal with being in small business. It has to be a passion of yours. I've been in business since 1993. I've had the ups and downs, but I would not trade it for anything. But I also had to realize is that I had to step outside. I do have an office. I have an office in DeKalb. I'm getting to open an office back in Clayton. And when I say I make monies, at the end of the day, what is my profit? If you run the business from your house, did you take in consideration of your light, water, and all of that? And a lot of small businesses do not. If you're going to go apply for a loan, they don't want to see you showing a negative figure on your 1040 or your C Corp or whatever. So those are some of the things that small businesses, not just in Clayton, but as a whole, they need to understand what is the mechanism. Your credit. Even with doing the disaster loan and getting the loan, you had to have a 577 from Equifax. From Experian to qualify. And so you just couldn't get the loan. So it's things that we as small businesses, we need to understand. And that needs to be brought, just tell the truth and don't sugarcoat it.
Thank you. That's awesome. Mapilla?
Yes, so I'm so honored to be a part of this call. Thank you so much, Commissioner Franklin. Hey, District 3. So I am Mapilla Don, and I have been an entrepreneur. Some people would say serial entrepreneur for over 10 years. I am the proud owner of MTS Customer Solutions, and it is a marketing company specializing in digital design and print services. So I have always been very passionate about helping individuals and small businesses really brand themselves and market whatever it is that they're doing. So, obviously, and a lot of the presenters have talked about this, COVID has created such uncertainties for so many of us. And it's not just business-wise, in our personal lives as well. If you're a small business owner, though, you have felt this really, really badly. And sadly, many small businesses are not going to weather this storm. And so, and in fact, half of the businesses do not have enough money for about 28 days of no revenue. So a lot of us are struggling, and I say us because I am a small business as well. And so as a marketing and branding enthusiast, I wanted to give everybody on here who has a small business some unsolicited advice that, just to help us move forward during these uncertain times. And the first thing I will say is to take care of yourself and your family, because, we're all living through a pandemic, and the decisions that you make will not only affect yourself, but your business as well. Take time to care for yourself, because really you are investing in your business when you do so. For me and Commissioner Warner and I, we do this whenever we can. We have pledged to do 10,000 steps a day. So whatever kind of self-care activity that you can do that really helps improve your quality of life, That is my first advice to every small business owner. Secondly, I would say be open, transparent, and effective in your communication of all of the changes that your business may be going through. Now more than ever, people are going to understand, because people really, your clients really want to help you grow. Everybody understands that we're all going through a whole lot right now, but it's important for small businesses that we communicate those changes. If you have new hours, go ahead and communicate that on your social media. If you are, you know, if you're open for business, but on a, you know, if you have social distancing policy, mask policies, just make sure you're effectively communicating that to your clients. Part of this too is to stay connected to your customers, because you know, you just want to make sure you're keeping those relationships intact, and also building a rapport with your new customers. And sometimes it could just be you saying, I'm just checking on you. You're not trying to sell anything, but people like to know that there is a heart behind your brand. So this is a really good opportunity to display that. And lastly, I would just say, be agile, be very fluid in how you do business. We have seen businesses that have the ability to think on their feet do really well during this pandemic. And so just do everything you can to right now assess your business, you know, see what do your clients need right now, and how are you able to pivot within this environment. And keep in mind that your clients, as I said before, they want to help you. They don't want to go away from you, but you still need to do what you can to meet them halfway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would definitely echo that. So, and I don't know if I completely properly introduced myself with my other hat that I have on right now. So my name is Rochelle Dennis. I own a company called Beat Consulting, which is a branding agency. So I, again, work around the branding space, as well as on the nonprofit side of things, helping with fundraising and communication strategies. One of the things that for me, and this has been one of my hotbed issues about particularly small businesses and nonprofits, is seamless execution of your brand. And what I mean by that is sometimes, you know, it is best to start small, and even if it's only one thing that your business does, do that one thing seamlessly and exceptionally well and knock it out the park each and every time. So a lot of times what I see, and when I'm meeting with potential clients, you know, it's an issue about scalability, and they're like, oh, I want to do this and this and this and this. And I get it. I'm a creative. Trust me, there are lots of things firing here. But I try to, you know, like, let's scale this in and figure out what is that one or two things, or maybe even three, that you can actually do seamlessly and exceptionally well each and every time that you do it. You know, and focus on that. And then the other things can grow from there. And so a lot of times I find particularly with small businesses, we kind of get on the treadmill chasing money. And for anybody that runs, I can't run on a treadmill. I can't stand it because I'm not going anywhere. But it's the same thing in your business. So if you're constantly chasing the dollar and the what's next thing, you never really move off of that treadmill, because it's this constant this, but not really moving the business forward and not really growing your business forward. So I always tell people to, you know, think about those things that you do well. Think about those things that you're passionate about, because at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter how well you do it if you absolutely hate doing it. You know, that's going to show up in your business. So don't do things just because, oh, I do that really, really well, but I don't really like doing that, you know? And so for me, with fundraising, I'm an exceptional fundraiser. I like fundraising. I used to really love it. And then I got burned out after doing it for 20 plus years. So for me, my fundraising now is kind of like, I like it. I don't love it. Sometimes I love it depending on what I'm doing and depending on the client. But for me, you know, that's one of those things that's in my arsenal, but not necessarily the thing that I promote in talking about my business and the services that I can offer. And so, you know, I always tell people, think of it in that way. The other thing too with businesses is, you know, being adherent to your brand. And so I have a funny story that there was a mechanic that I went to years ago, and they were fantastic mechanics. They did exceptional work. But the building itself that they were in and the look and feel of the building, it was just, you know, it's like, oh my goodness, I might, you know, trip, you know, and fall and break something trying to walk through here. And they had a sign up on the wall, and it was a yellow curled up dog-eared sign that, you know, was basically their business motto. And in their business motto, they were talking about, you know, their, you know, commitment to excellence and all of these very lofty things that in no way, shape, or form were translated into what their business actually looked like or felt like, or even the experience that you had, other than they did a great job with your car. And so what you ended up having was a very incongruent brand. So to that being said, it's like, you can't say that you're a, you know, luxury, I don't know, a high-end luxury restaurant if you're serving people on plastic plates and, you know, plastic cups. Those two things don't go together. So needing to be very realistic about who you really and truly are, and who and, you know, how you truly are representing your brand. And so, and I think sometimes people get caught up in the, oh, well, I'm just going to say this because this sounds great, you know, and we're high end and this and this and this, but the actual execution of the brand is not that. And so what ends up happening is that, whether, you know, obviously unintentionally, but subconsciously ends up turning people off. It's like, that's not what they said this was, you know? So part of your brand is your promise. And I tell people that all the time. It is absolutely your promise of what it is that you're delivering on. It's not your colors. It's not your logo. It's not the font size. It's not all that stuff. All that stuff is a visual representation of your brand, but that's not your brand. Your brand is at your absolute core. What is your promise to your consumers? What is the promise that you're delivering on? And making sure that that brand promise, you know, again, that you knock it out the park each and every time, even if you have to start it really, really small and baby steps. So, and I have to do a plug. I absolutely adore Cheryl and Alyssa over at the SBDC. They are phenomenal. When I first started my business 7, almost 8 years ago now, I literally tripped and fell and discovered them and was like, oh, this is the best thing in the world. And I have, over the years, have sent potential clients to them, like people that came to me, but like, I want to hire you to write a business plan. And I'm like, I can do that, but I've got somebody that can do it far better than I can do it. Go over to SBDC. They will knock it out the park for you, and they're not going to charge you what I'm going to charge you to do this.
Thank you.
That's
Thank
awesome.
you so much.
Y'all are just exceptional at what you do.
Thank you.
Exceptional.
You're fine.
No,
Sounds
no,
like, did everybody get a chance to talk? That we get Mapillary?
We did.
Well, I wanted to say one thing, because I've had so many people come to me, you know, really just bursting to open up businesses, but they didn't really have a good plan.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Mm-hmm.
I find that this is a really good time, really, to just, if you've ever wanted to start a business, maybe felt you weren't qualified or you weren't prepared or there are just too many people doing it,
Mm-hmm.
this is a time for you to, if nothing else, study that business, just figure out the ins and outs of running that types of business, because at the end of this pandemic, there's a lot of people, a lot of small businesses that are not going to make it, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
So you thinking right now, too many people do what I'm trying to do, you're going to have market shares at the end of this pandemic. So
Definitely.
do everything you can to prepare yourself to take up some of those shares.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like the point of bread. So we've all been to the grocery store, and there are literally 57 different varieties of bread sitting on the shelf right now at Publix. At the end of the day, it's all bread. And so I get people all the time, it's like, oh, well, I need to come up with something different. I need to come up with something that hasn't been done before. No, you don't, because if that were the case, we would not have 57 varieties of bread sitting on the shelf. What you need to do is adhere to your brand and be consistent in building your brand, because though there are 57 varieties, there are only really 2 on the shelf that I actually like, you know, and being okay with that and understanding that not everybody's going to be your customer. Not everybody, you don't want everybody to be your customer, and it's okay, but there is a space for you in how you do what you do. At the end of the day, people do business with people they know and trust and like, and respect.
That's so true.
That's it, more than anything else.
That is so true.
No.
Miss Armstrong, did you get in there? Because you're joining us
did.
from around the world.
Liberia.
I sure did.
Yeah, so
I
we're
sure
just
did.
part one, y'all. This is just a little tease for what we're gonna be doing. So Miss Valencia, Cheryl, Erica, McPillar, Miss Armstrong, y'all get ready because we're gonna dive in even deeper because your success is our success as a county. And knowing our demographics, I know that there are a lot of folks like myself and Rochelle who are small business owners who have been here in this community, and you need these little nuggets. You need these resources so that you can continue to grow and be great. Just be great. So again, we can get in a different income brackets, you know? So thank you all for hanging in there with us tonight. We did run over a little bit. I'm so sorry. Oh, watch it. We got slides. We got to go anyway.
I know.
So, but we're going to go ahead and end the segment. Thank you to everybody that joined us on Facebook. Hey, good people. And thank you all for joining us tonight. Again, Ms. Williamson, I'm so glad that you're here in Clayton County. We're so excited about what's going to happen. Ms. Erica Rocca-Wills, thank you. You show up and you bring the great information. Thank you so very much. Thank you to Miss Elizabeth Armstrong from all the way around the world. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Madam. Thank you, Madam Commissioner.
It is my absolute pleasure. Thank you all. It's my honor to serve you as well as McPillar Don and all of those that are here in Clayton County. Because remember, I might be the District 3 Commissioner, but at the end of the day, we all vote to make sure that our county's moving forward. And with that being said, we're going to give a big round of applause to the Clayton State University. Ms. Cheryl, yay!
Thank you.
You know what? I always knew you were the woman to get it done, but tonight I have even more confidence.
Oh my goodness. Oh boy, the pressure, the pressure.
It's no pressure. I already can tell you got it. There are no worries at all, right? But I want everybody that joined us tonight, understand that if I don't have the answer, I will get the answer for you. Your success is our success. And the part in which we play is not greater than the whole. Don't ever forget that. So anything that we can do for you here, please contact us here at the office. You can give us a call. I give out my number. You can call me at 404-596-8504, or you could call Rochelle directly at the office as well. And you can email us. Make sure you email District 3. That's the word district, the number 3 at claytoncountyga.gov. And yes, this session was not about just code enforcement, because you know what? If we keep doing the same thing, expecting different results, then we will be labeled under the definition of insanity. And I don't want to do that. So we are no longer going to be adopting talking about code enforcement. Call us. We'll get your code enforcement issues handled. If there's something that needs to be changed in the policy, we'll work on that as well. But we are working moving forward to make sure that our community has the resources available to them to be great, all right? To be absolutely wonderful. And the last thing I got to tell you, October 31st, for those that have pooches like me, there's a dog, or I don't know, cats can come over there. Don't bring your cat.
Don't bring the cat.
Don't bring the cat.
So you can bring your dog, and guess what? Y'all know we can't just be plain Jane. You know we don't roll like that. So we're not just going to do a grand opening. It's going to be on October 31st. And I want you to bring your pooch, your big pooch, your little pooch. Look at us. I said, dress them up. Look at that baby dog. Oh, dress them up in the most elaborate costume. We're going to have a good time at our new dog park on October 31st.
Refuses to look at the camera. She refuses.
Yeah.
Oh, how fluffy.
Okay, your baby's
We'll be there.
well-behaved.
We'll be there.
Good. Mine are not well-behaved. They could never be on. It wouldn't work. All right, but see y'all October 31st. Everybody be blessed. Keep everybody in prayer. And remember to reach out to your neighbor, and let's continue to focus on transforming our community, for together, Clayton County will excel. All right? Y'all have a good evening.
Bye.
Bye.